What's up, y'all? Your boy J Mouse here. I'm going to go over a quick rundown on how I learn songs by ear, right? This is something that you have to work on. I'm still learning it, right? I just started doing it, but the more you do it, the faster you become and the more fun it becomes. So, the song we're going to be using is Jesus at the Center. It's a gospel song sang by Israel and New Breed. Okay, so step one is find out what key it's in. I listen for a few things. I listen for the bass line, the melody, or the voice, whichever one I can hear the clearest. I initially try to go to the bass line because the bass line is going to tell you what's going on up here, what chords you're going to use, right? If I can't hear the bass line right away because there's a lot of stuff going on, I then go to the highest note, whatever I can hear. If I can't hear the highest note either, then I'll listen to the voice, try to find the voice. Now this song specifically starts like this. So when I heard that, I said, oh, easy day. I found it, boom, A flat. Now that I know it's an A flat, I don't know yet if it's an A flat major or minor. I just know that A flat was the first note I heard. Now remember, if it's an A flat minor, it's okay. You still want to, in your head, to make it easier for me at least, I still want to know the major of that minor because it helps me with my scales, right? I know some people teaching know your major and minor scales, but if you know your major scales, you know your minor scales. It's the same thing, just starting on the sixth. So for instance, say if it was A flat minor, just for training purposes, then I know that the major scale would be B. What's another example? Say we find out the keys in C, but we don't know if it's major or minor. But say we find out it's minor. C minor, what's the major, right? What's the relative major of C? You go up 3 half steps, that's E flat, right? So to find a major of a minor, you go up 3 half steps. To find the minor in a major, you go down 3 half steps or 3 semitones. Either way, you can find the relative major or minor like that. So anyways, back to the song. So this song is actually an A flat major. So now that I know it's an A flat major, the next thing you want to make sure you know is the scale of A flat. You have to know your scales. A flat, you got A flat, B flat, C, then you got C or D flat, E flat, F, G, A flat. Right? Know your scale. Then I immediately turn that scale into numbers. The number system, national number system. Look it up. A flat is 1. B flat is 2, C is 3, D flat is 4, E flat is 5, F is 6, G is 7, back to the 1. Now I know the numbers of each note in the scale, then you have to know your chords, right? So you already know the 1 is a major chord, so that's A flat major. 2 and 3 are minor chords, B flat minor and C minor. 4 and 5 are major chords. That's D flat major and E flat major. 6 is always a minor chord. That's F minor. And then G is a diminished chord. Right? The 7th chord of every scale is the diminished. They don't use that so much. They use this mostly for like a passing chord or to build a dominant chord on. But anyway, so the song goes like this. Jesus at the center of it all. Jesus at the center of it all. From beginning to the end, it will always be you, Jesus. Jesus. How do I know that? I listen, right? Most of the time, a song is going to start on its 1. And then it's going to go to another chord. You have to listen to the intervals where it's changing to learn what chord it goes to next, right? You have to listen. You have to listen to the bass line again. The bass line, that's the best bet. If you can't hear the bass line for whatever reason, then learn the melody because the melody, the top notes, will tell you what chords can fit below it. You can harmonize at that point, right? It's levels to that though, right? As a beginner, you want to just find the basic harmony of the chords in the scale. And then as you become more familiar with chords and music theory and you get better, then you can start putting different chords that can fit, right? But stick with the actual scale first. Some songs do use chords outside of the key. You have to listen to that. That goes back to intervals because it might use something outside of the key. Either way, it's a learning curve. You have to listen for the intervals to find out if it's in the key or if it steps out of the key a little bit or it's borrowing chords from different keys, right? So what was that progression I just used, right? Jesus at the center. Going back to the number system, it goes 1 to the 2 to the 3, 4 to the 3 to the 5, 4, 3, 2, 3, 2, 6, 5, 1. So when you hear the intervals, write them down as you go so you won't forget them, right? This is why the number system is so important because you don't have to memorize what chord goes to what. Just memorize the numbers. Once you already know your scales. You already know the chords in that scale. Now you know the numbers, so it's easy just to go there. You just play now because you know the numbers. You know the pattern because it becomes pattern at that point. Right? And it's easier to do that too without looking because you know where it's going, right? So that's the first part of the song. Then the second part goes. Right? Or it goes. So what's that progression? So nothing else. You see, I created a melody in there, right? That helps too when you're accompanying a singer. So it goes nothing else. 4, 3, 4, 3. Now it's 2 chords that can fit here, right? And that's what I was playing with earlier. When you start learning how to pick up songs by ear, you can use different chords that share a lot of the same notes that can fit in different places, right? So 4, 3, this is one way. 4, 3 to the 2. Right, I can make that dominant with the 7. Or it can go like this. 4, 3, 4, 3 to the 6. 5. Right? So you got the 2, 5, 1 or the 6, 5, 1. 2, 5, 1 or 6, 5, 1. Either way, you pick which one you like better by ear, write it down, or keep them both as options so then you can use them in church. Either use them while playing or in church. Either way, they're both going to work. You can also, if you know how to build on top of chords or make it more lustful or jazzy, I could make that to a minor 11 chord. Right? And then I can make that 5 a dominant chord or a dominant 7 flat 5, right? You can do different things, right? So 2, right? And then I can go 5. That's not it. So I can go either. So 2, minor 11, and then I can go here, right? Or here, yeah. Right? So either way, find what works for you as far as what type of chord, if you want to make it more jazzy. But regardless, you still want to know the progression, where it's going. Because once you know where it's going, then you can start adding your different things in there to make it sound good or to mix it up, make it sound like you. Then the last part it goes like this. From my heart to the heavens, Jesus be the center. It's all about you. Yes, it's all about you. So what is that? That goes from the 3 to the 6. And then it goes 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3. Right? Or with that 3 that it starts on, I can change that to a major chord. It sounds good too. So instead of C minor, I can go to C major. So from my... See how good that sounds? And one more tip I want to give you before we end this video is you can change the bass line at the bottom to make it sound a little more interesting, right? You can change the bass line to any note in your right hand. So from my heart, right? Right, so I use C major right there, right? Or if I go back to C minor, I can use, let me see, so from my heart to the Jesus, right? So this C sharp, the C sharp or D flat major, I can use the B flat, which is the 6th of C sharp, as the bass line here, right? Because it works. It has all the same notes outside the bass. And look how it sounds. See? Yes, it's all about you. Right? I changed the bass line a little bit, but the majority of the notes are still in my right hand. It's the same thing. I just changed the bass line. So you can always use the 6 as the 1 of a chord, right? So, hope this helped. Hope I gave you some good tips, a good breakdown on how I learn song. If you have any specific questions, go ahead and put it in the chat so I can get back to you and answer them, okay? I'm Boy J Miles. Follow me, share this video, and I'll see you later.